The roar of the crowd in the university arena was a physical force, pressing in from all sides. Liam sat beside his roommate, Chris, feeling detached from the electric energy. On the court below, a player in a Stanford jersey moved with a predatory grace, his focus absolute. It was Noah. Liam's breath caught in his throat. He wasn't supposed to be playing in this exhibition match. Chris, oblivious, was practically vibrating with excitement. He exclaimed that it was Noah, a legend from their high school days. The whistle blew and the game began. Every jump, every shot Noah made sent a fresh wave of cheers through the stands, pulling the attention of every person in the building. For Liam, the figure on the court blurred with the memory of a boy in a different uniform on a different court years ago. Even back in high school, Noah had been a star. He was the center of a bright, warm universe that Liam observed from the cold, distant orbit of social isolation. High school had been a gray fog for Liam, a time defined by the systematic cruelty of a boy named Brody and the silent complicity of everyone else. Noah had been the exception. He was a transfer student in their junior year, unaware of the unspoken rules surrounding Liam, and was assigned the desk right next to him. Noah's initial attempts at friendship were met with a wall of silence. Liam had long since decided he didn't need friends, but Noah was persistent. He would ask about a difficult problem on a calculus test, his brow furrowed in genuine confusion that made him look oddly vulnerable. Liam, after a moment of internal debate, would jot down the solution on a scrap of paper and slide it over. The first time it happened, Noah's eyes lit up, and he told Liam he was brilliant. Liam felt the praise like a sudden, unexpected heat. That small interaction became their bridge. A shared difficulty over homework was the only language they spoke, but it was enough to make Liam begin to anticipate their quiet exchanges. This new, fragile connection did not go unnoticed. Brody, who had made tormenting Liam his personal crusade, cornered him one afternoon in the grimy alley behind the school. The familiar knot of dread tightened in Liam's stomach. Brody asked him with mock curiosity how he was getting along with his new friend. When Liam didn't answer, Brody's hand shot out, slapping his face. He snarled that the son of a homewrecker didn't deserve any friends. The sting on his cheek brought back a flood of ugly memories. He regretted letting Noah in. Anyone who got close to him ended up paying a price. The tense standoff was broken by Noah's sudden appearance. He ignored Brody and his friends, walking straight to Liam's side to put a forgotten textbook into his backpack. He then casually asked if Liam wanted to walk home together. Panicked, Liam pushed him away, urging him to leave. Brody stepped in front of Noah, a cruel smirk on his face, and asked if Noah knew what kind of person he was defending. Noah's expression remained calm as he replied that he'd heard the rumors. Brody laughed, a harsh, ugly sound. He said it was bad luck to be friends with the son of a woman who destroyed his family and got his mother killed. He spat that Liam should be atoning for her sins for the rest of his life. Liam looked up, his voice shaking with fury, and corrected him, stating that his mother had never been with Brody's father. The denial was a spark to gasoline. Brody's rage exploded, and his fist slammed into Liam's stomach. As Liam doubled over, gasping for air, he repeated that his mother was innocent. The truth had been twisted by malice, the victim of an abusive man recast as a villain, while the man who drove his own wife to her death was painted as the wronged party. Noah caught Brody's arm before he could land another punch. Brody warned him to back off or he'd be next. Liam yelled for Noah to go, insisting this had nothing to do with him. Noah didn't move. He simply stated that it did have something to do with him because they were messing with his classmate. The answer hung in the air, stunning Liam into silence. Brody, enraged at the defiance, ordered his friends to teach Noah a lesson. Later, they both lay on the cold asphalt. Noah, despite his bruised face, had enough energy to shout after Brody's retreating gang, asking if they thought he was tough enough. Liam, fearing they would return, scrambled to cover Noah's mouth with his hand. Noah winced and Liam quickly apologized. Noah then asked him if they always treated him that way and why he never told a teacher or the police. Liam didn't want to explain the futility of it, how the system had always sided with Brody's influential family, so he changed the subject. He asked Noah why he would take a beating for him when they were barely friends. Under the dim yellow glow of a street lamp, Noah looked at him, a small smile playing on his swollen lips, and said that now they were. That night, Noah insisted on walking him all the way to his front door. Liam hesitated before asking if he wanted to come in to clean up his cuts. Noah followed him up the dingy staircase, his eyes widening slightly at the crude words spray-painted in red on the door. "Chomas WR, like mother, like son." Liam asked with feigned lightness if it was scary. Noah just shook his head. Inside, the apartment was sparse, the furniture cheap and worn. As Liam cleaned his wounds, Noah sat quietly on a creaking chair. Before leaving, he asked if they could walk home together the next day. Liam was taken aback, questioning if he was getting addicted to playing the hero. Noah just smiled and said yes. The next day after school, Noah turned down offers from other friends, announcing cheerfully that he and Liam were walking together from now on. Liam's hand froze over his textbook. When Noah caught him staring, he asked if he was finished. Liam shook his head, telling Noah he didn't have to wait, but Noah waved it off, saying he didn't mind. They walked the long way home. At the top of the stairs, Liam questioned why the hero routine was still necessary. Noah grinned and pulled a can of spray paint from his oversized backpack. He aimed it at the hateful red words on the door and began to spray. Then he handed a different can to Liam, his eyes crinkling at the corners. His backpack was full of them, a rainbow of colors. Together, they covered the wall in a chaotic, vibrant mural. The bright colors felt like Noah himself, a powerful, brilliant force that had crashed into Liam's gray world. He let Noah in piece by piece. He grew accustomed to his presence, to his unwavering companionship. So when he heard a rumor that a girl named Sarah was going to confess her feelings to Noah by the old oak tree, an anxious energy propelled him to follow. The sight of them together, Sarah blushing, Noah looking handsome and kind, was a painful spectacle. As a group of onlookers started to cheer, Liam turned to leave. That afternoon, he got into a fight with Brody again. It was a stupid, pointless conflict, but Liam didn't even try to defend himself. He let Brody hit him, a part of him wanting the physical pain to distract from the ache in his chest. Then, a familiar figure stepped between them, a solid wall shielding him from the blows. It was Noah. Liam felt a despicable flicker of satisfaction. Noah carried him to the nurse's office, complaining good-naturedly about why Liam never fought back and just let Brody use him as a punching bag. Liam, resting his head on Noah's back, asked quietly about Sarah's confession. There was a slight hesitation in Noah's stride. Liam pressed, asking if he'd said yes. Noah's voice was light when he asked Liam what he thought. Liam turned his head away, his own reply a lie. He didn't know. Sarah was perfect for Noah. They would go to a good college together, get married. The thought was like a crack forming in his heart. Noah noticed him pressing a hand to his chest and asked if he was okay. Liam nodded numbly, the ache intensifying. Noah, suddenly serious, insisted on taking him to the hospital. The doctor found nothing wrong. His heart was perfectly healthy. But Liam knew something was broken. He found the reason in a dream. In it, Someone held him, a gentle and tender kiss landing on his lips. When he saw the person's face was Noah's, he woke with a jolt, his heart hammering against his ribs. He was in love with Noah. The realization was terrifying. He retreated back into his shell, avoiding Noah, foolishly believing that distance would kill the feeling. Instead, it only grew stronger, more desperate. One day, on their walk home, Noah asked if Brody had been bothering him again. Liam shook his head. Then Noah asked why he'd been so strange lately. Liam's heart skipped a beat. He denied it, unable to meet Noah's eyes. Noah grabbed his shoulder, turning him to face him, and demanded he tell the truth. The proximity was too much. Liam was terrified Noah would hear his frantic heartbeat. He panicked, shoving Noah away and shouting for him to let go. The hurt on Noah's face was unmistakable. Liam blurted out that he didn't like people touching him. The lie tasted like ash. That night, Noah left him at the bottom of the stairs. Their friendship became a fragile, unspoken thing. The Christmas holiday arrived. 22 days without seeing Noah. One snowy afternoon, Liam found a stray calico cat. He took her in, named her Holly, and sent a picture to Noah. He knew Noah was busy, but he wanted to share this small piece of his life. That night, a video call came through. It was Noah, wanting to see Holly, calling her a beautiful little princess. They talked for a long time. With Holly and the occasional video call from Noah, the lonely vacation felt less so. On Christmas Eve, Noah asked if he wanted to stay on video chat with him to wait for midnight. Liam smiled and agreed. That night, while he was waiting for the call, his front door splintered open. It was Brody and his friends, reeking of alcohol. They dragged Liam to the floor, his head hitting the leg of a table. One of them kicked Holly when she hissed. Brody sneered, asking where Noah was to save him now. He and his friends started tearing at Liam's clothes, their words vulgar and cruel. Liam struggled, but he was overpowered. His phone buzzed on the floor. Suddenly, the weight was gone. The door had burst open again. Through the chaos, he saw Noah. He was bleeding from a cut on his forehead, but his eyes were blazing. After it was over, after the police had come and gone, Noah gently helped him fix his clothes and wiped the blood from his face. Liam asked him how he got there. Noah said softly that he had promised to spend Christmas Eve with him. After that night, Brody was gone, expelled. Holly had a broken leg but recovered, growing plump on the endless supply of treats Noah brought over. The couch Noah had broken in the fight was replaced with a new one he bought. The rest of their senior year passed in a blur of studying. At their graduation party, Sarah asked Noah if she had a chance now that high school was over. The group around them cheered. Liam held his breath. Noah just laughed and said she should spare him. The mood remained light, but Liam could finally breathe again. Noah was a lightweight. As they walked home, he slung an arm over Liam's shoulders before remembering and pulling back, mumbling that he forgot Liam didn't like being touched. Liam grabbed his arm, pulling it back around him. He told him softly that Noah wasn't people. He could. Back at the apartment, Noah passed out on the new sofa. In the quiet room, Liam watched him sleep. On impulse, he leaned down and gently pressed his lips to Noah's. Noah's eyes slowly opened. The world stopped. Liam scrambled back as Noah sat up, looking bewildered. In the ensuing panic, the truth came tumbling out. Liam confessed that he was sorry, that he had fallen in love with him, and asked if it was disgusting. Noah stared at him, unable to form a coherent sentence. He finally managed to stammer that he wasn't into guys. Liam nodded, saying he knew he just wanted to tell him. He watched Noah flee the apartment. The bet he'd made, That he was special, that Noah wouldn't leave him, had been a catastrophic loss. They didn't speak again for 6 months. Until today in the university arena. The game ended, a victory for Stanford. As the crowd began to disperse, Chris nudged Liam, pointing to a player on the other team. He begged Liam to get the guy's number for him. Steeling himself, Liam walked onto the court. He could feel Noah's eyes on him. He approached the player, Mark, and explained that his roommate was interested in him. Mark looked stunned, pointing to himself and asking if he was sure he didn't want Noah's number. Liam confirmed it. As he walked away, a new message notification on his phone succeeded in adding to his confusion. Later that week, Liam checked the message. It was from Noah, a list of links to advanced computer science textbooks. Liam typed back, asking if he'd sent it to the wrong person. He watched the typing bubble appear and disappear for 10 minutes before giving up. It must have been a mistake. The next day, Liam woke up with a raging fever. Chris, who was about to leave for a weekend trip, panicked, but Liam insisted he would be fine. After Chris left, Liam drifted in a feverish haze. He was vaguely aware of someone calling his name, of bitter medicine being put in his mouth. When he finally managed to open his eyes, he saw Noah. It must be a hallucination, he thought. Tears pricked his eyes. Even in his dreams, Noah was leaving him. But then Noah came back, gently wiping the tears from his face and asking if he wanted to go to the hospital. The tears came faster then. When he was lucid again, he was mortified. Noah asked him how he never realized what a crybaby Liam was. Liam asked in a hoarse voice why he was there. Noah explained that his roommate had called him, worried. He took care of him. He brought him soup, he took his temperature, he made sure he took his medicine. Liam's heart ached. He told Noah he shouldn't be so nice to him. He was afraid he would start hoping again, after he'd finally gotten used to a life without him. Noah's expression darkened. He asked if it was wrong for him to be good to Liam. With the fever making him bold and fragile, Liam's control shattered. He said yes, it was wrong. He cried that if Noah were just a little meaner to him, maybe he could stop loving him, and his heart would stop hurting, and they could just be friends again. He confessed that he had tried so hard to stop, but he couldn't control it. He begged Noah, his voice breaking, to just be cruel to him. Noah sighed, a long, heavy sound. He told Liam he was being completely irrational. Liam glared at him through his tears. He expected anger or maybe another hasty retreat. Instead, Noah leaned down. A soft, warm kiss landed on his eyelid. Noah's voice was a low murmur against his skin when he said he could never be cruel to him. It wasn't in him. The kiss was gentle, hesitant. Liam pulled back suddenly, remembering that he was sick and could get Noah sick, too. Noah just stared at him, then let out a breathy laugh, saying that Liam really knew how to ruin a moment. When Chris returned, he found Noah sick in Liam's bed, with Liam playing nurse. He was stunned to learn they were a couple, sputtering about how he thought they were both straight. Noah, from under a pile of blankets, lazily informed him that he was only Liam's sexual. Another year passed. On Christmas Eve, Noah took him home. Liam was terrified, begging to postpone meeting his parents. Noah refused, pulling him toward the door and asking with a smirk if this wasn't what he wanted. For Noah to be a little meaner. The door opened. Noah's mother's eyes went from their faces to their clasped hands, and her expression softened into a warm smile. She welcomed Liam inside as if she'd been expecting him for years. Later that night, as fireworks bloomed in the dark sky, Liam asked Noah if he really, truly loved him. Noah's response was to gently squeeze his cheeks. He said he thought he'd been making it obvious. He admitted that after Liam's confession, he'd panicked. He spent the entire summer trying to understand himself, researching and reading, terrified that Liam might meet someone cruel. When he finally got to campus, he saw Liam, happy and surrounded by friends, and thought he had moved on. But then he saw Liam ask for another guy's number, a guy who didn't know the first thing about him. The jealousy had been a physical shock. He admitted the text message with the books was no accident. It was a clumsy attempt to reconnect. He pulled Liam closer, his voice firm. It was never pity. It was always love.